Hello, and welcome back to another episode of A Slice of Fried Gold. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and comment down below on this week's topics. If you are listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. My name's Paddy. I was just about to jump in and I forgot we do our lovely names.
Okay, as long as it wasn't that you just completely forgot what your name is.
No. I was just about to jump in and just go ask you how you were, but yeah. I'm Paddy.
I'm Ben. I didn't that once. I didn't forget my name, but I forgot my age. Was it? I was with you, I think.
When? I don't. I
remember we I can't remember where we were. I think we might have been in London.
Yeah.
And someone asked me how old I was, and I went, "Oh, I'm 21." And you just looked at me like. Within a split second, you went, "Fuck off, you're 25." And I was like, "Oh shit, I am."
I do not remember this. Was I drunk?
Maybe.
Probably.
But it was just that I said I'm 21 with such confidence. And then within, like, not even a 10-second thought, you just looked and went, "Fuck off, you're 25.
We haven't been 21 for a long time.
It's all about how you feel in your head.
54.
Anyway, Paddy, how are you?
I'm not so bad. It's been a busy week with work and everything else. I do have an update for you, Ben.
Go on.
The washing machine.
Yes.
I can open the door while the music is playing at the end. And if I do that, it stops the music instantly.
Well, bully for you. I think I used to be able to do that on mine, but then something went wrong, and now it's like, no, I must play my song.
Oh, right. If you're new to the channel, watch last week's episode and you'll understand. I got a new washing machine, and Ben posed the question. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty lackluster. I obviously had a Saturday off because I was doing family events and amongst other things and parties. But I haven't really got anything to report on the business front.
Okay, yeah, just mount the curb to skip the traffic. Brilliant.
Just to then park in traffic a little bit.
Yeah.
What a pleb. Yeah, but no, not really anything to report on that kind of front. I did want to talk a little bit of TV shows, but I mean, we can do that in a bit if you've got stuff to report.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll talk about myself then.
Yes.
So, as you know, I've been on annual leave this week, which means I've not been going to the gym first thing in the morning.
No.
Because I don't have to. I can go as and when I want.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day, I spotted something in the gym that was just it was no bueno.
It was a no bueno.
It was no bueno. So it was this old gentleman.
Wonderful.
Now, I'm not going to decide his sexuality.
Right.
But he was wearing a bright neon pink crop-topped mesh vest.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. And the problem is he had a bit of a beer belly on him.
Yeah.
And the cropped top mesh vest thing basically highlighted said beer belly. And what made it even... You're in the left-hand lane. Okay, I'll allow it, Mr. Motorbike. I was like, what are you waiting for? The worst bit about it was he also had a belly button piercing.
Oh.
And it wasn't just a simple stud. Oh, no.
Oh, God, was it...
It had like a stud with like a hangy bit.
Oh, like a... Oh, no.
Yeah. And because he had a beer belly, it didn't lie flat. It sort of hung and swung.
Oh, no.
And then because he was wearing this crop top mesh vest thing, it just like highlighted the stomach, which then highlighted the belly button piercing.
Oh,
and I was like, this is not the vibe I'm looking for.
When I come to the gym. No, absolutely not.
And just like, oh,
absolutely not.
I was not appreciative.
No.
In any shape or form.
I'm not sure if I'm appreciative being told about it, to be honest, if I'm brutally honest. It's not something we would want to know.
So I was like, ugh. And as I said, I'm not going to decide his sexuality. Just no. From the mere description, I was just like, I know what team you play for, mate.
I know who you bat for.
I know there's all about pride and being who you are and everything, but come on. Come on, are you really going to wear that at the gym?
I mean, it's a bold statement look for the gym. It really is.
Yeah. So there was that.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you noticed any difference in my messaging style?
In your no.
No? Okay.
Why? I feel like I probably should have.
Well,
maybe.
it was a maybe. You might have noticed it. You might not have. But I recently learned. So you know how usually I would message with the ...
Yes.
Have you not noticed that they've slowly disappeared?
Yeah, potentially.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess
So I learned that they actually have a grammatical name to them.
Okay.
Guess what their name is?
The Benedictine way.
No.
I don't know.
No. They are called the boomer ellipses.
Oh,
I
wow.
am not being a boomer.
Now you've just ruined the ... for me too.
You're welcome.
Oh, I like the ...
Have you not noticed in the last week or two?
Yeah.
My messages. If you go back through our messages now, the ... have just utterly disappeared.
Okay. I mean, I guess subconsciously I may have noticed that, but I don't think it's it was like a big thing. Do you know what I mean? I thought you were talking about I was like, he hasn't gone back to text talk. He hasn't gone back to this format.
Well, this is the thing. So, because it was a TikTok video, I came across it, and it basically said how when you had to pay, for every single letter that you typed in your text.
Yeah.
The ... was basically to convey a change of meaning and everything.
Yeah.
But now that messages are unlimited, you can just send message. The ... have become kind of null and void. Hence why they're called boomer ellipses. I knew they were called ellipses because the ... is just called ellipses. But when it comes to texting and using it to differentiate between thoughts and and new messages, they are called boomer ellipses. And I was like, nope. And without realizing it, I stopped using.
I will not be seen
using the boomer ellipses. Like any other ellipses. Fine. But the boomer ellipses?
I am not that old.
No. I refuse. I deny.
I refuse to use them. I'm not going to use them now either. You've completely ruined them for me.
You're welcome. Yeah, we have unlimited messages nowadays. This is the 21st century, goddammit.
I know, and yet people still talk in text language.
Oh yeah.
I don't get it. You don't need to. We're not confined by texting anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of people that use WhatsApp and Messenger and everything else, so you haven't even got to pay for text.
Yeah.
So that baffles me. The fact that when you contracts and all these kind of things, get unlimited minutes and text.
Yeah.
It's unlimited with WhatsApp. You know what I mean? You don't have to use text at all now.
Yeah. For me, it's on Grindr.
Right.
What you into, and it's WOT, the letter U, and then NT, NTO, and I'm like, Ugh.
I know.
I'm into good grammar. Thank you very much. I'm to what you into?
Yeah. No, I
just know.
I had a match on Tinder, I think it was, years ago.
Yeah.
And, attractive girl. I was like, maybe too good to be true. Started messaging them in text talk. It was too good to be true. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. Or you're hot and it's you are.
No. No.
Considering when you actually use the right word, for your hot, it's the URE.
Yeah.
And then they're just putting it down to UR. It's not even the right your.
I know.
Just, And it's like, and you're blocked.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. No. But anyway, so I've subconsciously stopped using them. And
yeah, that's fair.
But then I found myself, constructing my messages differently since then.
Yeah.
But I can remember when you used to tell me off for doing one letter messaging when we did have to pay for messages.
Yeah. That was only because my dad would always reply back okay.
Yeah.
And then if I'd put okay back to him, he'd be like, oh, that cost you 50p for a message. And I was just like, yeah, but you do it. And he'd be like, yeah, but it's my money.
I'm guessing it was his money as well for your credit.
To a point.
Yeah.
I used to pay for most of it, to be fair.
I don't know how I managed to get it, but when on my first phone, I got this spectacular deal.
Yeah.
It was as long as I paid either £10 or above £15 top up.
Yeah.
I got free unlimited text all weekends for a month.
Yeah, lots of them did those kind of deal things, didn't they?
And so when I was just like replying back K, like literally the letter K, and you're like, stop wasting your text. I wasn't.
No.
Because it was free. But then I noticed that they slowly changed it. It went from free texts for a month to just free texts for a week.
Right.
Because I used to be able to top up just £20 and that lasted me a whole month.
Yeah.
Because of course we would only really text on the weekends because we were school kids.
Yeah.
And then when it changed to only free text for a weekend for 1 week, suddenly my credit payments went right up. So that's that. And then the final thing I wanted to share was I was in Five Guys the other day.
Nice.
Yes. And there was these gents having their food.
As you do.
As you do. And initially, I thought they were Eastern European. They were talking and I couldn't understand a word they were saying.
Right.
And I was like, you know what, fine. They're speaking in their own language. Yeah. Good on them. Yep. I don't care. I'm here for my burger. That's it. Anyway, I sit down with my burger and one of them comes over to me and says something to me. And I was like, sorry, I don't speak your language. And he looked at me really weirdly. He was just Irish with a really strong Irish accent. It was like all of them were proper strong Irish accents.
Oh my god!
Every single worker that they spoke to were like, "Sorry, say that again." And it was like it took it about once I suddenly realised I was like, "Oh shit, no, he's speaking English." And then I was like, listening, and I was like, right, okay. And they were asking me, like, what do you think of the burger?
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, it's all right. And he's like, yeah, but it's not worth, I'm not even going to try and do the accent.
Yeah, please don't. No.
But he's like, it's not worth the price though, is it? And I was like, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, now that we have a Five Guys in Ipswich, I do feel like having it every week it's not as having it once in a blue moon actually makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But having it more regularly, I've noticed now it's not as phenomenal as I always pictured it in my head from we'd only ever used to get it if we went down to London or something like that.
No, it was when you lived in Cambridge.
Oh yeah, there was Cambridge as well.
And it was when I would come up to go to the cinema. But then back then we didn't go to the cinema every week. We would only go to the cinema for the big blockbusters. So a Marvel or a Harry Potter or something like that.
DC or something.
And so it was probably once every 3-4 months.
Yeah.
It was kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's there. And if you're just going to get a burger, yes, it's overpriced. But if you get the burger and the chips, because they pile the chips into the bag.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's
how they do it. That's how they think. It's all a marketing ploy of they make you think you're getting a good deal. Because they just chuck loads of chips in the bag. Because this is the thing: if you complain about the amount of chips, they are instructed just to put more into the bag.
Yeah.
But because the chips are just so cheap to make and everything.
Yeah.
But it kind of comes to nothing.
Yeah.
Because you're still not basically getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Because the burger is still ridiculously expensive.
That's the thing, isn't it?
But yeah, it was a proper strong.
Yeah. It was that moment of realisation.
It was Marlin from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to say something to me.
Oh god, that's so true.
And then the other thing is, oh my god, they left such a mess.
Oh really?
Yeah. You know how as you're eating a burger, if it starts to slightly fall apart, you'll catch it and quickly kind of think. Oh no, they were just letting that all just onto the table.
That's a waste.
Oh yeah,
literally a waste.
Onto the table, and it was about 3 of them on one of the long tables.
Okay.
And they moved up and down the table, so the whole table was just crumbs and debris.
Wow.
And did they clean it up?
Of course they did.
No.
No, of course not.
Some poor little 16-year-old girl had to come and clean it up, and I was so close to helping her.
Yeah.
I just felt so bad for her.
You do. But that's because you have that hospitality mindset from being in those days. I mean, like when you used to work at Mackey's.
Yeah.
And things like that. You know, you have that mindset.
I just
like,
felt so sorry for her, but so what I did is instead I just went, oh, excuse me. And she went, yeah, and I was like, I finished your mayonnaise. just to add to your workload, I finished your mayonnaise.
You're a dick.
What? Better me telling her that I finished it off than someone coming along going, oh, there's no mayonnaise.
I need my mayo.
Of course, you need your Five Guys mayo with your Five Guys. So I was like, by the way, I just finished your mayo off, just so to your list. Toodles. In fact, that was the day you saw me when you were in the cinema. And you saw me walking across the Five Guys. That was that day.
I assume that probably was that day. Yeah.
But yeah, I still could not understand. Best bit was when one of them, halfway through his meal, got up, went over to the counter, mouth full of food, asked for a receipt. Really? I'm sorry, but why did you not ask for that
earlier
at the beginning when you first ordered the burger?
I'm not being funny. Don't they put a receipt on the bag?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a VAT receipt. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, he asked for a receipt, and of course the workers were like, "What?
What?
Yeah. So anyway,
what a pleb.
that is all I had to report.
Cool. Right. So before we talk film, I've brought up this show before and stuff, but I've got to bring it up again because the new season's just come out. Okay. The Bear is back.
The Bear.
I love The Bear.
The Bear.
Okay. First two seasons, phenomenal. This season has been great. It's such like a breath of fresh air to watch some new TV that's actually quality. Has actually like a quality standard to it.
Yeah.
The script writing, the direction, it's just the acting, it's just everything in it is just so clever. How little bits, like you'll see like a flashback of somebody's, and then you'll see like a flashback of somebody else's, and how it all ties in. Like even down to like the level of like serving, and how sometimes you get like an idiot server and things like that, and it's just like, and you know that happens in a restaurant, and you're just like, it's just so smart. I cannot recommend it enough to people. Always go and watch The Bear. I think they've confirmed that they're going to do 2 more seasons, and I think that might be it.
All right.
But it's so worth the watch. And we were talking about this very briefly earlier. It's on Disney Plus. It's literally about the only thing that's keeping me interested in Disney Plus at the moment. Like, I just like, with streaming services, and we've talked about this before, there's so many, and they're all trying to put in and pump in all their own content and everything else.
Yeah.
But it's just too much, and it's just like, you have to pick and choose what you want to watch, and where you want to watch it, and how you want to watch it. I mean, I still enjoy, like, I enjoyed the fact that recently Doctor Who was back, and it was watching it weekly.
Yeah.
And obviously they've dumped this as like as all 10 episodes at once. And I've had to watch dribs and drabs of it as and when I can, because I just don't have the time to sit there and watch 3-4 hours worth of content at once. I have to, I've got to pick and choose when I can do it. But it is worth the watch for people, and I can't recommend it enough. Have you watched the first 2 seasons?
I watched the first season.
You've watched the first season?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Season 2 seems to have snuck out completely under my radar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I watched it when only season 1 was on there.
Oh, okay.
And that seems to be only about 6-7 months ago. So it's like, where the fuck did season 2 appear from?
Oh, mate, season 2 came out like last year.
You're
well
apparently
behind.
it just...
Yeah. So,
it just snuck under the radar. It's like, hi, I'm here. Because I saw when it was like, season 3 coming soon. I was like, where's season 2?
No, it's good. It's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah.
So, but at least you've got a new show that you can watch.
Woo!
Woo! But yeah, that was my TV recommendation for this week. But yeah, so do you want to talk film?
Let's talk film.
So we've just been to see A Quiet Place, Day 1. Prequel to A Quiet Place. Do you want to go first?
You go first, because I've got a very tight turn coming up.
You do indeed. Okay. So, quick overview on A Quiet Place Day 1 A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2. The first Quiet Place film is phenomenal. I love it. It's one of the best movies made in recent years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it was well directed, well acted, amazing script, very clever concept on everything of the story. The second one came out. It was good. It wasn't as good as the first, but it was still a very good, solid innings.
When is a sequel ever truly as good as the first or better? Apart from Shrek 2.
Empire Strikes Back.
Agree to disagree.
I mean, everybody says it's like, it is one of those sequel movies that it tends to be better than the first.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I still thought it was really good. So, A Quiet Place Day 1, prequel to Quiet Place. I enjoyed the characters that we had.
Yeah.
I thought it was very well acted. I thought it was a very clever way of introducing how it all happened, because we get minor bits on how it happens in the other movies.
Yeah.
But to have it based in like a city where it's all very loud and all that kind of thing, and then obviously having that change of noise and how everybody has to adapt to that, I thought was clever. The real MVP for me in this movie was the cat. Because that cat, God knows, right, one, that cat did not meow once.
Nope.
How it knew not to meow, I do not know.
It's not meows. You go on YouTube, look up scared cats, and they all do that sound. That cat is stoic as fuck.
Can hold its breath a very long time. But like, out of serious though, I thought it was very well acted. I think I can't say her name. Nyong'o along. Is it? I can't. I'm sure it's like Nyong'o Alongo or something like that. She is a phenomenal actress. Mm-hmm. The emotion that she can convey through just facial features without speaking or anything was fantastic. Joseph Quinn, Eddie from Stranger Things, once again, he's been phenomenal. I think this has been quite interesting to see him in being more of a serious and stoic role as opposed to an over-the-top character. He's obviously now been cast in the Fantastic Four movie. He's going to be Johnny Storm, so I'm interested to see how he's going to play that as well. I thought he was very, very good. I liked the interaction between the characters.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the returning hint characters into other ones. Our man who played the wizard in the Shazam movie, we'll get into it, but Ben hasn't seen the other two. He's in the second one.
Right.
So it was interesting to have him tie into it very briefly. And I just thought it was very clever how they use little aspects like the water and the rain and everything, did not help my bladder situation. I was so annoyed that I had to go for a pee. But I tell you what, I could not last a second longer. Even though I went for a pee beforehand. But what can you do, eh? You gotta go. But yeah, overall, really, really enjoyed this film. Do not think it's as good as the first one. But I did really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. I thought it was a very powerful film as well, with like the emotions that they were conveying and the story behind it. But yeah, that's my thoughts, Ben.
Right, so my question to the writers of the show, or the film, shall we say?
Of this film, yeah.
Of this film, is how long was she knocked out right at the start of the film? Because right at the start of the film, she gets knocked out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, against the thing.
The aliens suddenly appear.
Yeah.
Everyone's going crazy. Everyone's losing their mind. Mm-hmm. She gets knocked out. When she wakes up, they're all of a sudden, everyone knows the deal of stay quiet because they can't see, they track off hearing.
Yeah.
So how long was she fucking knocked out for? Because that kind of information does take a while, not only to be revealed, found out, but also disseminated amongst the ranks of a panicking crowd.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably a good couple of hours.
Yeah, no, not even a good couple of hours. That would take a good couple of days. In the real world, and that's my problem, is it kind of took me out, and it was like, this is all happening way too quickly.
I mean, it is also about aliens crash landing onto Earth.
Yeah, I know.
So...
But if you were to look at the aliens crash landing as a terrorist attack, the speed with which everything is then back under control, in big air quotes, is very quick, and that kind of took me out a little bit.
Okay.
I will second your reviews on the acting was very good. Mm-hmm. It just made me chuckle because of course most actors are paid with how many lines they have, and of course I was just sitting there going, that's why they made this film. It's cheap because they barely have to pay the actors and anything because they barely talk. That cat should have been dead 101 times, and that kind of annoyed me a little bit because I clocked it right at the beginning. I was like, that cat's going to disappear and reappear as and when the story is needed, and it did. One scene she'd be carrying the cat, the next thing,
it'd be in
the bag or walking by her side. But you don't see it. And then right, we need the cat again. Suddenly it's in her arms again, and it was like, okay, just. I mean, I know we're all animal lovers here, but just kill the cat off.
I was expecting the cat to be killed off, to be honest. I thought it was going to happen. I was waiting for it to happen. So the fact that it didn't surprised me.
Oh, spoiler warning, guys.
Well, obviously
the cat survives.
Yeah, well, obviously they're not going to kill the cat.
No.
This is not I Am Legend.
No. But I was like, the cat's going to be a story beat that's going to disappear and reappear as and when they need it.
Yeah.
To the point when, because it's her cat, he gets sent out for a sole mission, and suddenly the cat turns up.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing here? You're her cat, not his cat. But yeah, so I was kind of like, I'm over the cat, but I love an animal on screen. I was sitting there going, maybe I should get myself a service animal and just say it's an emotionally support dog or something.
Yeah.
And it's not really. It's just a dog.
It's just a dog.
It's just a dog. Let me pet that dog. She's done a follow-up video.
No, she has.
She has. She's done a follow-up video. And she's like, by the way, guys, I petted that dog. I'm like, yes. You pet that dog.
Pet that dog.
So I was just like, meh. I was kind of unimpressed. By that. And also, it just kind of took me out of when, their announcement where the evacuation's happening and everyone's moving and everything. It's like, I'm sorry, but if I was in that situation...
Oh, I'd be out.
Oh, no. I wouldn't even... I'd be like, right, you guys are all going to start panicking and screaming and shouting. So I'm just going to stay in here and wait for all of you to fuck up.
I'd have just gone down the side alley and cut through that way.
Yeah. But then, because of course, as you said, I haven't watched any of the films, so please elaborate for me, Paddy.
Yes.
Is there a level of decibels that the monsters can't hear? Because they were walking and shuffling and making a hell of a lot of noise before the,
It's not really established on a decibel thing.
Right.
They are up there. It's almost like bat sonar kind of thing,
right,
with noises. So the louder the noise, yes, but then and obviously this isn't a spoiler, it's a spoiler to you, but in the first movie, John Krasinski takes his son to a waterfall, and he has a conversation with him, but he's like, it's okay because it's such a loud background noise that they ignore it.
Yeah.
So they almost register what they can.
They redid this one, that in the rain and everything.
Yeah, and things like that. So that's like bits like that I liked.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's like it's like obscure noises. Like that's not like with us, we have everyday background noises.
Yeah.
And so I think it's the same premise with them. They have like a background sensory thing, as opposed to it's like a decibel thing. So like they might hear like a loud noise, but might not necessarily register it as movement, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, what I like about these movies is that it's not so much about the alien or the creatures, the monsters. It's more about the people and the situation. And obviously, like the first one is about a family and their survival through it, and the second one is about the family trying to find peace. And then this one is very much like raw, and it's just like it's fresh and it's happened, and it's very emotional, and it's more along those lines of things. So, but I think it was still very good. I did enjoy it, but it's not so much about the aliens' noise, it's about them in general.
I get that, but it's just little bits like that just take me out of a film, because like makes it less realistic.
Yeah.
Anyway, final thoughts. If you go in the gym with a beer belly, take your belly stud out. It's not pretty.
And do not wear a pink fishnet crop top.
Yes.
If you
use the ... in messages, it's boomer ellipses.
So don't do it if you're not a boomer.
Do you want to be a boomer? If so, carry on. If you don't, if you want to be youthful like us, stop.
Be a young person.
And strong Irish accents, very difficult to understand.
Yeah. Also, if you're eating even in a fast food establishment, clean up after yourself. It's only fucking polite.
Yeah.
It's not their mess to clean up. You know.
Paddy recommends The Bear.
The Bear be bearing.
And A Quiet Place, day one. It's all right.
I think it's a solid watch. I think there was a good couple of jump bits, and I think it's a good time. I think we always say these. It's not too long as well.
No.
It's not too long. I think it's a good.
I think
good paced for the length of it.
Because of course the whole point of it is being quiet and everything. Yeah. It's a better film to watch at home where you can talk. Because of course if you
that's not the point. You're supposed to be quiet and being in the moment.
Nah.
Okay.
But no, because of course it's a apocalypse film. And apocalypse films are always good when you say like, well, how would you deal with this situation? How would you do this situation? Blah blah blah. You can't do that in the cinema.
No. But you do that afterwards. You talk about it. You discuss.
Or watch it at home with the friends and do it there and then. Either or, your choice.
Knowing me, I'd immediately die because I'd get up and go, oh shit, me back.
To be fair, I was sitting there going, would I rather try and shuffle around really quiet, or would I just run out into the streets and be like, take me now, and just get it over and done with?
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be that.
Yeah.
I'd die instantly. Anyway.
Also, her iPod changed. That annoyed me. Tell me I'm wrong. She had an iPod Classic at the start of the film, and then at the end of the film, it was an iPod Nano.
I thought she picked up the iPod Nano in her house, in her apartment.
I thought it was an iPod Classic.
No. I think she had so where she was at the place...
The hospice at the start. It's not a spoiler. Okay. It's where she starts.
Okay. Where she was at the hospice at the start, she had her Classic.
Yeah.
And then when they went to her apartment, that is where she picked up the Nano.
Very strenuous link.
I think that's what happened, though.
Very strenuous link. But either way, that was also another thing that took me out of the film. I was like, why has she got two iPods?
Yeah. I mean,
anyway.
She liked music. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us this week. Comment down below, did you see A Quiet Place Day 1? Have you watched The Bear? Let us know all your comments and thoughts down below. It would be very kind of you. Or you can email us at sliceoffriedgoldpod@gmail.com. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. And if you are listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. But thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.